Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to a Digimon The Card Game unboxing for the advanced deck set. Currently, as of this point, this video, the only advanced deck set. Um, so it's basically a starter set. It's a constructed deck you can buy. This is for Beelzemon, who everyone loves from Digimon Frontier. Yeah, Digimon Frontier. Yeah, so it's listed as starter set number 14. The only thing that really makes it, I think, the two things that make it more advanced, quote unquote advanced, is that it comes with your 54 card deck, your memory gauge, and stuff, index cards. But it also comes with a play sheet. It comes with 10 side cards, and it comes with a pack of sleeves. So it's basically the extra stuff that makes it an advanced deck, not necessarily that the deck itself is more complex or complicated than any of the other starter decks. So I think it's just slightly little misleading. There are 19 types of cards with 9 different types. There are 4 commons, 4 uncommons, 3 rares, 4 super rares, a promo card, and then there are also 9 bonus reprinted cards. So we'll definitely look through all of those. Yeah, it's very interesting. My favorite type of cards: Digimon, Digi-Eggs, Tamer, and Options. And that's all it says. It doesn't tell you what cards are actually in there. So, first thing we get is we get our playmat. This is actually really fun. If you didn't have one already, or if you only had one from maybe one of the other, it's just a little bit themed. So you can either play the Impmon side, which has your breeding area, which is your Digi-Eggs, security stack. Your memory gauge is at top for both players. It's just kind of fun, so you can just have, like, the other player has their thing, great. If not, deck, trash, gameplay, and then a big kind of open area for your battle. Just flip it over, same exact other stuff, just instead we have Beelzemon on there. I mean, it's nothing super fancy or anything. It's not like it's a neoprene playmat or anything, but if you're new to the game, it's definitely kind of a little helpful thing to have. And we're going to just throw our card thing up here. So then the next thing we'll have is we do get our memory gauge cards. And this is kind of neat, because that way if you don't like the playmat, you don't want to have to keep unfolding that all the time, you can just use the little tiny memory gauges, one for each side, and then they'll link together. We got a bunch of those from all this different stuff. Then we have rule cards. I'm just going to kind of flip through these quick. I think they're the same as all the rest of them. You know, at least a 50 card deck made of your different cards. Set up, learn how to play, flip it over, side 2. Just has where to set everything up. Kind of cool that it will customize with the actual. The set comes with a set of memory cards that uses your memory gauge. So if you don't want to use the playmat. Does fairly decent to explain how all this works. Inherited effects, Digimon power effects, all that, how the memory gauge works. Victory conditions, game flow, all that. Playing and attacking the Digimon. And finally, we have Digivolution and Option and Tamer cards. So all the basic rules of the game. Then the other advanced thing is we did get a pack of sleeves here, which have a neat Beelzemon symbol on them. Double wielding his guns, his 2 wings, and like a little symbol. So if you like your sleeve your cards, this is kind of nice, because you pick this up, sleeve these, or you can use them for some other deck you want. I personally, I don't mind having, I guess, personalized sleeve cards if I'm playing a game, like I'm building a specific deck, but I wouldn't sleeve like my collection necessarily in these types of sleeves. I'd probably get some other type of sleeves if I was going to do that. Or the only downside of this is if you want to mix and match, that means every time you make a new deck and that you gotta keep on sleeving your cards. So sometimes just having one sleeve card type for all your different cards makes it easier, because then you don't have to keep re-sleeving them all. My only other, before even getting to the deck, my nitpick about this set is it's a lot more expensive because it comes with these sleeves. And lots of trading card games do this now, where they have the big giant like box sets. They're like, here's 10 packs, 8 or 10 packs or 12 packs. You know, some dice, some tokens and stuff. But then they're like, here's a pack of 50 or 60 sleeves. and that immediately just ups the price by like $10. And I'd rather just not have sleeves and have a $10 cheaper box of cards or a deck of cards. This one cost me a little bit more. You may have seen the price when I had the image up. I'm not going to go back to it because part of that's because I bought it at like a local game store. Just sometimes prices are a little bit more for little things like this. They just can't afford to get them necessarily always at a super discounted price. But yeah, if I would have knocked $10 off that price, that would have been fantastic and not had sleeves that are going to sit around that I probably won't use. When they're shiny on the back, on the inside. Well, that's it. The other thing that's interesting about this deck is it's all foil cards. So we're going to go ahead and just hop in. We have 4 copies of Yaman, who is it's our Digi-Egg. Yeah, so this other thing that makes this a little bit more of a premium deck is every card has a foil. Now it's just like a standard foil on the outside, the trim. So it's not any special foil. But of course, here's the downside. I haven't done anything with these and they're already starting to kind of warp a bit. Because that's the problem with foil cards. So again, one of these things that's cool. I get a premium deck. I get all these cards. But now I have all these cards that are going to start warping. Putting them in sleeves, putting them in boxes where they're tied up next to each other will definitely help prevent that. Whereas it's just right now been sitting in the starter deck box. But there's that. Alright, enough of the yammering about that. Let's actually look at our character. They're going to have the rarities. I'm not going to go over them too much. Just because they're in there, so if they ever get a functional reprint somewhere else, they can list that as, oh, we're going to reprint this guy. He's a common or an uncommon or a rare. But yeah, here we got our Beelzemon. When attacking, once per turn, if this Digimon has the Wizard or Demon Lord trait, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. So purple loves to do that. Now, right off the bat, in our second card, we have 2 copies. This is a super rare Impmon, so he gets a cool foil. So he actually does get a little bit of a foil on there, but it's still just like a specialized version of that. But we have 2 copies of him. It says, when attacking, if you have 20 more cards in your trash, this Digimon may digivolve into Beelzemon from your trash for the Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. So that's kind of cool. We purple lets you dump cards. This will let Impmon just Mega Evolve all the way up to Beelzemon. Inherited effect, it says, once per turn on your turn, when a card is trashed from your opponent's deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Nice. Another one of our rookies we're going to get is 4 copies of Candlemon. So he has, on play, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. On deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, draw 1 card. Cool. So you gain bonuses for getting rid of those cards. We have another rookie, who I think we've seen in like one other set. Phascomon, which is a little koala with demon wings and a tail. Interesting. Who has blocker. Says when the opponent's Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Digimon to force your opponent to attack it instead. And on your turn, this Digimon can't attack players. So he comes in, he's just a blocker. That's all he is, but that's actually a neat effect as well. Up next, we have our first champions. We have 4 copies of Porcupine. So I'm guessing this is possibly that guy's evolution. I like Porcupine, I guess, because it's like a stuffed animal with a gas mask thing to its face. Its eyes are stick shut. It has blades everywhere. But then it looks like it might have like curly horns at the top. This guy's a mess. I don't even know what to say about him. He's a puppet type, so you can see why he's a bear. He has blocker and on play trash top 3 cards of your deck. Our next champion, which we also have 4 copies of, is Witchmon. She's like the counterpart of Wizardmon. I also she's a little black cat, and I wonder if that's just part of her thing, or if that like potentially could be a different Digimon. Yeah, she has some big giant claws and stuff. When Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. On your turn, when this Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord trait, it gets 2,000 DP, so it powers up if you're a wizard. Alright, then we have our first ultimate. We have 4 copies of Beelzemon, or Beelzemon. I love the back though, I can't. You can kind of see he has like a third eye in his headband. In the back, it kind of foreshadows that he's going to change into Beelzemon. So I think our direct lineup is Impmon. It's supposed to be Impmon. Typically, then it's Wizardmon, then Veilmon, then Beelzemon. So I think it's supposed to be kind of like the natural order, but I think you can sidestep that. You can go Witchmon in there as well. Because Digimon have thousands of different evolutions. When Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. When Digivolving, this Digimon gains on deletion. If there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play one Beelzemon from your trash without paying its cost until the end of turn. So like Impmon, he gains an immediate evolution if you have cards in your trash. You can just evolve a lot quicker. And then on your turn, well, this Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord, it gets 2000 DP. Nice. So then we have our first Mega, which is our title character. 2 copies of Beelzemon, who also is a super rare, so he has that kind of like slash foil. Says when Digivolving, trash the top 4 cards of your deck all turns on once per turn. When a card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. Your turn once per turn. When a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Checks an additional security card for the turn. So that's cool. So you can keep gaining extra memory if you trash cards from your deck. And then also you can gain extra attack basically. And of course he's a Demon Lord and the 7 Great Demon Lords. Which that might be some of them in the back. I'm not for sure. Looks like we got Melomyotismon, Skull Satanomon. There's 3 other ones back there, but I don't know who they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 6 that I count. So who would the 7th one be too? Unless that's a guy there, and a guy there. That very well could be. Interesting. I've never actually like really hunted to look down to see who all the 7 different lords are. Alright, then we have our next Mega, which is kind of cool. We have an opposite version. We have 2 copies of Beelzemon. So you can almost say this could be the if Wizardmon is his evolution, this should be like Witchmon's direction. But yeah, it's like a female version. Of course, they made her like super scantily clad and but you know, it's interesting. And then she has the 3 Musketeers trait, and you can kind of see the other 2 back there. Which I don't remember who they all are, but we got a couple other ones in there. But she said, when you would play this card from your hand, reduce the play by 4 for every 10 cards in your trash. So this one just becomes cheaper. All turns, once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, you may play 1 Impmon from your trash without paying its cost. The Digimon plagued by this effect gains rush for the turn. Opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the top card of your deck. So I think she's kind of meant like if you get her out before Beelzemon, she's going to help you get Beelzemon back out or out a second time. Alright, then we have a third Mega. We get 2 copies, and this is another super rare. This actually gets some cool foil. This is Beelzemon Blast Mode when he gains his wings. We can say the fire has an extra different effect on there. That is really cool in the background. It's like a full art card when they take over the borders. When this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon for every 10 cards in the trash. Increase the highest level. This effect can choose by 1. So that's neat. So 10 cards, it does a 3. 20 cards, it does 4. 30 cards, it does 5. So basically, the lower and lower your deck gets, you can just get rid of more higher powered things as well. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. If you have 20 or more cards in your trash, gain 3 memory. So that's pretty cool too. Now, this is interesting. He's just a Demon Lord here. He lost the 7 Demon Lord trait. Alright, up next we have our trainer cards. We have 4 copies. We have Io and Mako. So they were the 2 little guys that, ran Impmon away and then eventually got him back in Frontier. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon with the Evil Wizard or Demon Lord trait among them to your hand. Place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. On your turn, when your Digimon Digivolves into a purple Digimon by suspending this tamer. Return 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck and gain 1 memory. And security is play this without paying its cost. Alright, and then the last 2 cards is we have our option. We have Rivals Barrage. So this is the 2 of them, Beelzemon and Beelzemon? I already forgot how her name was pronounced. This card is trash from your deck. You may place it in the battle area. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimons at the highest level, and main delay after this card is placed by trashing it the next turn or later. Activate the effect below. So okay, so you play it down, and you delete one of your opponents with the highest level. Then during a different turn, you can get rid of it to return 1 purple Digimon or tamer card from your trash to your hand. So you kind of can sit and do the top effect until you need to get rid of it. And then security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So that's the deck. That's really cool. It is a little bit more, I think, advanced versus some of the other starter decks. In the fact is it's streamlined just trying to get Beelzemon out. Like, I know the other ones, like a Greymon one or a War Garurumon one of those ones, they're trying to get, like, those guys out. That's, like, the end goal, but, like, the cards are just kind of around it. Like, they have their Digimon line, like a Greymon, War Greymon would have Agumon Greymon, Mega Greymon. But then, like, the other cards in the deck are kind of just, like, there to help support it. This one, like, every card feels like it's just trying, like, get Beelzemon Blast Mode out or Beelzemon out. So that's pretty cool. Then we also get a side deck. Now, if you're from the trading card games and going like tournament stuff, usually allowed to bring a, I think like 10, 15 card side deck. It depends on what game it is. And what this essentially is because like in between matches, because when you play best of 3. After the first match, or even maybe before the first match, I guess you potentially could. But I think it's just between matches, and if you get a tie, you can have a third time to do it. You have the option of swapping some of your cards out, and this could maybe like change up your strategy based on what your opponent has, and things like that. So these are the side deck cards we get that you can also use. And you can use these before the game too. Just maybe you're like, hey, I like some of these versus some of the other ones, or help use them to create a separate deck. It could even just be considered that. You buy this, even just playing casual with your friends or whoever. I have extra cards right away. I can kind of swap this out. And this would be kind of better than getting like just a booster pack in here, because a booster might have 1 purple card. This has all purple cards designed to fit with this deck. So this kind of gives you an option to swap your deck up right away as an idea. So that also makes it a little bit more advanced. We have 4 copies of this Impmon, which says on deletion, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. So yeah, he kind of works more towards that. The other one, just as a comparison again, says if you have 20 more cards in your trash, is Digimon may Digivolve from your trash, ignoring its cost. So the other one here will let you definitely pull him out. Let you pull them out and get them out. This one just kind of works more cards with trashing. This is also a reprint, though. It's from BT Set 2. So these aren't like brand new cards. The side deck cards. They're all reprints. But that's fine, because it's kind of showing just other things you can get from other sets. We have 4 copies of Wizardmon, who was originally a promo card. Now this card is trash from your deck, gaining 1 memory. So you could use him as, hey, here's one of your trashing cards anyhow to help you gain that memory to play stuff. When attacking, you may reveal 1 purple card in your hand and return it to the top of your deck. So I could help you out with some of that. And she could kind of replace, so the 1 Impmon, can replace the other Impmon. This could replace one of your other champions. We have 4 copies of a different Ultimate. We have Skull Sakamon. So when Digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then return 1 card with Demon Lord trait from your trash to your hand. Once per turn, on your turn, this card's trash, gain 1 deck from your memory. So this will let you kind of swap out one of your, potentially, I mean, you could swap out any of you, swap out rookies or whatever you want. But we only have 1 Ultimate in this set. in it is Beelzemon. So this will let you swap him out for that if you'd like to have that effect. Instead of the one that helps summon Beelzemon. So that's kind of neat because you have the Impmon and the Beelzemon in the deck that lets you summon Beelzemon quicker. And you can swap them out for these two, which still work towards the trashing and doing that, but they're not focused on only trying to get him out. Then the last 4 cards we have are Death Swinger, another option card. And this is for his Blast Mode version. When this card is trapped in your deck, gain 1 memory. Main, delete one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards, increase it by 1. So we're taking his Blast Mode effect. Security, activate this card's main effect. So that's the deck. That's really cool. It gives you some different options to swap out. If you don't like that option card, you can swap that out. You can swap out the other 2 cards. You can swap out Witchmon for Wizardmon. Or you can just mix and match however you want. Do 2 of these, 2 of that one, 2 of the Stosei Tangamon, 2 of the Beelzemon. Again, you don't have to have 4 of each card in the deck. So you can really play around with some different options there. Alright, then the last bunch of cards is there are a couple of different reprint like promo cards, which are kind of interesting. So now these don't actually fit in this deck at all, but it's kind of like an extra bonus. You're paying that. Hey, here's some extra cool cards. So we have Digimon from Starter Set 7. It's just alt artwork cards. Definitely look cool. Can't argue that. On your card, your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon play. This Digimon may Digivolve into Gallantmon in your hand, or a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirement. Once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, draw 1. So what's neat about these also is that if you bought the Beelzemon deck, maybe as your first deck getting into the game or whatever, it gives you a couple extra cards, kind of like a booster pack, to see what else is available. Hey, I see how Beelzemon works. This is kind of neat. Oh, look, here's Digimon, has a kind of neat effect that lets him get summoned. We have a Vmon, which has a very similar effect. Your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play. This Digimon may Digivolve into a Ill-Force Vigormon in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. When attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. This is also from Starter Set 8. We have from Booster 2, Argomon, who's an in training, so that means he's a yellow or a white Digi-Egg card. Says on your turn, this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspend phase, gain 1 memory. Neat. So we got that extra little thing. We have an option card. We have Tactical Retreat. These are just definitely some fun artwork. Is that Leomon? That's Makiomon. I don't know who the guy in the back is with the giant saw blades and the thing, and I don't remember the name of the little... Oh, I know the yellow guy that Leomon's carrying is a little electric guy. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head. I don't have a copy of him in here, do I? Nope. Okay. We have Tactical Retreat. Main, place one of your Digimon on top of your security stack face down. Just helps give you some extra bonus to live. And security, recover deck 1. Place the top card of your deck on top of your security stack. So we did some different options for the different colors as well. We have one for, so we have black, which is a promo. We have Sunrizamon. We can look at all those different rock ones. There's a Gatsomon, Icemon. I don't even know who these big dudes are. There's that dude up there. There's a Golem guy there. There's a little previous version. That's definitely neat. On your turn, all your black Digimon with 1300 DP or more gain piercing. Nice, so he comes in and he just helps him. This Digimon attacks and deletes your opponent's Digimon. Perform any security checks as normal. His inherited effect gives him the same thing. So he's gonna be a rookie that boosts your higher level guys. We have a Pagumon sitting with all the other different little babies. On deletion, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. That's fun. Then we have some other cards to go with the deck, which are kind of neat as well. So we have Some cool foils here. We have Impmon. We have 2 copies of this one. As a neat foil, neat little artwork. It says, when this card is trashed in your deck, except by EX2039, which is his card number, effect, you may trash up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with Beelzemon's name, 1 AO and Mako from them, and place them in your hand. Place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Well, this Digimon has Beelzemon's name, it gets 3,000 BP. So this is kind of almost more of an advanced version of what might want to put in your deck, because you get specifically pulling out Beelzemon and AO and Mako cards. And it works better if you have Beelzemon. So you can definitely swap him as well. And again, you have, 4 copies. You have 3 different Impmons now. So you could have 3 different ones in there. You could have 2 of him, 1 of each of the other one. There's some definite options. We also get a different Beelzemon, which is really cool. This is a secret rare. So this is actually one of the really hard ones to find. This is actually a really good card to get in this set. You only get 1 per every booster box, which is 24 packs. It's kind of neat to get included in this. This is from Series 2. She's a very powerful card as well. Has that really neat foil artwork on there as well. But yeah, what's he do for us is we have 10 more cards in your trash. Your Impmon may Digivolve into this card in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring this card's Digivolution requirement. So this works almost the opposite of the other Impmon. He had to have 20 to go from the discard pile. This one, if he's in your hand, or may Digivolve into this card in your hand for a Digivolution card. You can let him Digivolve quicker that way. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 lore Digimon. And it works well with the other one we just saw, because it'll let you pull them out. Then the very last card is a white card. We don't have a lot of these, but they're kind of just generic. Not generic. They're not ones that follow one of the regular rules. So we have X Antibody. When you have a Digimon in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirement. Security, gain 1 memory and add this card to its owner's hand. In main, place this card at the bottom of the Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon without X Antibody in its Digivolution cards. And its inherited effects. Basically, you're giving an option card, is giving an inherited effect to a Digimon. All turns, effects that can't trash X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Can't trash him. And then, when attacking this Digimon, can Digivolve into a Digimon with the X Antibody trait in your hand for its Digivolution cost. It also has the neat little trait down there of X Antibody, so it can find that too. So basically you get that saying you can't trash the cards that have those abilities, which now it has. And then you can Digivolve. So it's kind of a neat thing, like links into some of the other stuff. Doesn't necessarily work with this deck per se. But it gives you some ideas, like the other different Guilmon and Vmon give you some idea of stuff you might do in other decks. Alright, so that's what we have for the Beelzemon Advanced deck for Digimon. Yeah, this is the only one they made so far, and then they kind of went back to some of the regular structure or starter decks. So we'll see if they do this in the future, if it hits off, maybe, be a neat way to just make some more strategic decks for some of these other characters that have so many different cards. Or I would almost rather have it for one of the characters that's lesser known stuff. Like, I don't really want like a dedicated deck like this with extra cards for, like, again, your Warmon and Greymon cards, or War Garurumon cards, which there are so many different cards for. It would be, and there are so many different decks and starter sets and all that. It'd be more fun for me to pick characters that don't have as many things. Like a Wheelmon would be kind of cool. Maybe even like a deck based on like some of the fusions would be kind of neat. Like from Tamers, like having like a Shakuamon or stuff like that. That'd be kind of neat, like a dual color deck that way. Alright, that's what I got. See you guys later. Bye.